It's basically showing everything I used. And the journey, I call it the journey, is a new experimental project. Is derived from a research in mass production process. And I found a really interesting fact that most products have traveled a long distance before they get to our home, so even get to the shop. It's normally people not aware of, and so I wanted to design or to explore that journey for each product. So I started doing some experiment on how I can document the journey through the products in transit. The process is by manipulate the container for each project or objects to enable it recall the journey, and the objects become a canvas, and then the container would make marks, leave marks or paint marks or scratch marks on the objects. So give each object uniqueness and has a story behind it or about the journey.
How can you start with the close-ups for this?
I found this very interesting, that way to almost individualize mass-produced products, and then also make people aware of the journey each product makes. And so my goal, I like to give each product I design a backstory and deeper meaning to it through research. And that way I believe people would appreciate. Perhaps, hopefully, they will like to keep the product longer. It's at the really early stage at the moment. It's experiment-based. Next stage, I'd like to start to design and then prototype a container, actually host all these functions, ideally work with manufacturer, look at how the journey their own product goes through, and then to work with and create a unique one-off mass-produced products. My concern is why can't offer then just a newer version of that already existing, and then I want each product has a meaning and has offer something alternative. Like one of my projects called the Great System. It started with deeper research on product semantics. By looking at day-to-day objects, I start questioning why the form and how they interact, and how people interact with the day-to-day objects, how table forms haven't changed over decades of years. So I come up with an idea and then start with the experiment on surfaces, and then a three-dimensional surface with a step and different height, and to offer people more space on usage customization. So this way encourage people to be free and to make it really your own. I think Neolastic is a good project to kind of explain how I start with the idea. Neolastic is starting as a set to challenge common perception on beauty and value. I found the wrapping action itself is interesting. It has meaning like preserve and to protect. From that point of view, I start to manipulate the material, the outer material, by heat shrink the bubble wrap, and then it becomes an object in its own right, and then our focus start to shift onto the outer material. I felt this side, and people have less attachment to the objects and to the things they own, because of the mass production. And it's nice in that way, things become more available and more affordable for people. But then it's sad in a way, all the technology and people's skills and the time they spend on producing an object being overlooked and being taken for granted. For my goal, or for my point of view, I like to slow down the design and to really take time to do the research, and then to actually put a meaning behind objects, and then hopefully people would appreciate it more. I wouldn't want to just throw it away, so get bored of it and throw it away. I think that's my way of to encourage, to revoke people to attach to the objects again. And it's a slow design, to encourage people to slow down, designer to slow down, to consider what you do and what you put behind the pen or what you actually produce.